Hi guys. Sorry, my video cut off there. I ended up getting a DoorDash offer in the middle of my video, and then my phone camera stops recording at that point. It's really annoying. Uh, Anyways, I did record a part two, and then I realized that it wasn't in the correct aspect ratio. I think it was supposed to be 16:9 or something. So I'm gonna have to record that second part again here. I was in the process of geez, what was it now? Basically saying that I don't want to waste my time with these trashy offers. I don't want to waste my time with um, like stuff that just doesn't make me money. I want to work for the big stuff, right? And as I just ended up saying at the end of that Skip the Dishes really doesn't get enough of that. You will be lucky to see Skip the Dishes if you're even getting a $10 or $11 offer on the Skip platform. You're basically jumping up in joy because it just doesn't happen enough. Their offers are not there with DoorDash. I mean, I've never in my 4,000, I guess it's 3,918 deliveries, I have never ever received a Skip the Dishes offer more than $28. You heard that. I have never received a Skip the Dishes offer higher than $28 in almost 4,000 deliveries. But when I look at DoorDash, I've already had an offer that was worth $52. It was a drive order, a pre-claimed order that I had accepted because I am the first DoorDasher, if you will, who was given access to the drive program in Winnipeg. Believe it or not, I actually just moved to Winnipeg like 3 months ago, and within 1 month of joining DoorDash, I became the first DoorDash driver or drive dasher in all of Winnipeg. So I took honor to that. And I took part in an orientation that they hadn't even given a driver yet. I literally, they've never even done it before. So it was really cool. So anyways, guys, yeah, I mean, I was going on quite the rant there. I was going on quite the mission there. But honest to God, I'm just so fed up with these companies because what they are effectively doing is, and I'd mentioned this before in other past videos, I think. They want us to be independent contractors, but they want us to work like employees. And it doesn't work that way. You cannot get it both ways. You cannot expect people to be independent contractors who can choose basically choose their fee, choose their service costs, how much I'm willing to work for an order, for a delivery. You cannot expect people to be independent contractors, but then work like employees. It does not work that way. So by expecting me to have a 70 or an 80% or 90% acceptance rate, even a 50%, it's just not acceptable. If you were telling me that I'm an independent contractor, then you keep it that way. I'm an independent contractor. Therefore, it is up to me to decide what I'm willing to work for and what I'm not willing to work for. Just like it says in the terms and services, by the way, that I do not have to follow any of their preferred routes. I don't have to follow any of that stuff. As long as I do my work, as long as I adhere to their, I believe they have something called the social code, according to the code of principle or whatever. As long as I'm adhering to those things, as long as I do my job, when I go into contract, I'm expected to make a delivery. As long as I do that, then I've done everything correctly. I've fulfilled my duty and my obligation as an independent contractor on the behalf of Skip the Dishes. I remember in the video, guys, I was mentioning, and like I said, the aspect ratio was incorrect, but I remember saying to you guys that, mark my words, and I know some of you guys are going to say, yeah, this guy's full of shit. This guy's full of crap. He's not telling the truth. I am telling the truth. Mark my words, guys, that you are going to hear about my delivery business one way or another. I really believe that Skip the Dishes, just like some of these other platforms, are going to become almost like an example of what can go wrong when you run into this food delivery business that by principle, first of all, there isn't much money in this business, and there's really only money in this business when the customer is willing to be generous. So with that guiding principle, these companies are all trying to create this this ocean, this whirlpool of cheap delivery, of free delivery. They try to engage, they try to get customers, they try to grab customers in, lure them in by saying, hey, we will give you cheap delivery, we'll give you free delivery, And that's creating a real problem because a lot of the offers going out there are simply not paying that well. Or maybe the tip is just $1 or $2 or $3. It just isn't, again, worth it for the driver based on traffic conditions, driving conditions, all that stuff. So these companies, by virtue, have already created, they are basically their own demise. They've created their own demise. They will be the reason that they fail because they are built on a flawed sort of system. The flawed system in and of itself is the fact that they don't have, as I had mentioned in my previous video, a fleet of vehicles that they can rely on and a fleet of actual professionally paid employees who they can rely on. So by missing those things and relying on independent contractors to do their delivery, this is what is as a direct result of that. The consequence of that is that we get to pick and choose what we want. So in some markets, some drivers might be willing to work for $6 or $5 or whatever. They might be okay in a market like that. In other markets, drivers say, no thanks. You need to pay more money. SkipTheDishes doesn't. Stuff doesn't get delivered. Customers complain. And all sorts of different things happen. I believe that there are drivers out there who will intentionally steal food from non-tipping customers. They will pretend they'll accept the offer. They'll pick up the food. They'll go close to the address, and then they'll just mark it as delivered, and they will move on. I'm not lying, by the way. I just gave an interesting laugh there, but I'm not lying. I've seen a lot of customers complaining that I had one customer just the other day who I delivered to on the DoorDash platform, by the way. They were a regular Skip user. They are now using DoorDash, and she told me she hates Skip. I had a conversation with her because I wanted to know her opinion. I wanted to know what she had to say about the platform. Why, and the first thing that came out of her mouth is, I hate Skip. She had 4 orders in a row that never got delivered. 4. But according to Skip, we all deserve great delivery. We all deserve great delivery, right? Sure. You know what Skip should do? Skip should spend some time to tell every single customer, by the way, we've not vetted a single driver. The only thing we've done is we've done a criminal background check. Who cares? A criminal background check, I'm talking about the work ethic of an individual. How committed they are to the platform. How committed they are to making sure that orders are getting delivered. That they're getting delivered in a timely fashion, in a reasonable fashion. They're not getting delivered where they're cold and soggy, where the customer has to throw it out. I mean, these are, SkipTheDishes cannot do that because they cannot vet their drivers. Because, well, they're lazy. They bring everybody in. The dad, the mom, the freaking uncle, the freaking toddler. They're all coming in and they're all becoming drivers. And these are the types of things that happen as a result of that. So, yeah, people are going to know me as being someone who's negative, But the thing is, I'm the type of person, where I put a lot of pride into my work. I'm a very prideful individual. I invest a lot of money into my food bags. I have a dozen food bags on my back seat. I have another one over here. I have more pizza bags coming in a couple weeks. I have the new Thermo Z bags coming in. I put a lot of money into my vehicle, into my profession. I really, guys, at the end of the day, the reason why I created this channel is because, as I think I've said this before, I want to see food delivery become a viable profession. I want to see it become certified. I want to see drivers get paid the way that UPS drivers get paid, FedEx drivers, Canada Post drivers. I want to see this become a real profitable business, not only for the restaurant, but for the driver. Restaurants are not going to continue dishing out 20 to 35% commission rates. All it's going to take is a group of drivers to get together, or independently run drivers to go into these businesses and say, I'm not going to charge you any commission because my business is just delivery. That's it. No commission. All I want your brand promoted with me, and I want your menu so that customers can make orders to your restaurant. And all I want your customers. So when an order comes in, they make an order. I place the order with you. I do the pickup, or the order gets placed through you directly. I get the delivery. I make the delivery. I charge a delivery fee, which is higher, definitely, than what Skip charges. And then, of course, there will be a gratuity. And I can assure you that the customers I would be servicing, for the most part, are going to tip. just like they do in traditional delivery. They will tip. So I'm not looking to bring people in with just free delivery and all that stuff. My service will be paid for and it will be respected. I am going to build a brand that is going to come out here and it's going to be a refutation to all of the mistakes that Skip is making. To the fact that they don't want to grow their platform into a viable food delivery service. They want to be stuck in this sort of whirlwind of let's just force drivers into accepting just about anything because we're so desperate to deliver anything. We don't care if they're necessarily vetted, if the food quality is not that great. I mean, our customer service doesn't have to be that great because, we're so big. But they're going to learn that customer service is everything. And someone's pride cannot be purchased. Someone's loyalty cannot be purchased. You cannot purchase integrity. Integrity is something within you. Honest to God, man. I'm trying to be straight with you guys. This is a part 2 for me. Pro courier for life means professional courier. It doesn't mean being a dasher. It doesn't mean being a Skip employee. It doesn't mean being a Skip driver who is basically relinquishing their rights to be able to pick and choose whatever they want. Basically, for just giving themselves up as an employee to Skip now. Having integrity, having principle, that really means something. I'm gonna tell you something. Mark my words. You can have an amazing looking app, and I've said this before, pictures and all. SkipTheDishes has an amazing looking app, but I'm gonna show SkipTheDishes that it's not about the app; it's about the driver. My app, when I do get one, and I do plan to, I don't know if it's going to be website based. I know according to Grubhub's research that they do know that based on research, people typically will spend more money through an app because they can see everything up front. They can see the total cost and they can see the cost of the items, and you can bring people in by giving pictures, by basically advertising, marketing. Proper marketing increases how much you can make. So I'm going to show Skip that it's not the app that's really important. My app will be worse than theirs, considerably worse at the beginning. But the experience, the restaurants, the professionalism, the integrity, the customer service is going to be 1 million times better. And that, my friends, this is what these companies, this is what a company like Skip is not seeing. Nobody is inevitable in this business. Nobody. Nobody is too good to fail. None of us are too good to fail. And I'm telling you that there is an opportunity to build something real. And I have no shame. Absolutely no shame. I don't care if there are people watching this video who are going to laugh at me. Just like they laughed at probably a lot of other people who wanted to create a startup company. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, I think it's called Alibaba. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, it is an internet, it was supposed to be an internet platform that was supposed to fight the United States internet. Something like that. You can actually find his speech online that he gave to his family and friends. An argument, almost like he was basically telling them, hey, join me. I know I can create something that can be direct competition to what the United States is doing. So he did it. And Alibaba became huge. This company became massive. He did it. But it all started in the comfort of some sort of an apartment, just speaking to his friends and family. And one of the things I love about this country, is capitalism allows us to have freedom. And there's no better way to start a company when we see that there is a real opportunity to become successful. When you see something's flawed in what's happening in a certain profession, take a company and put it out there and see where it goes. SkipTheDishes started from nothing. My company is going to start from nothing. Eventually, guys, I'll bring you more up to speed with it. but I don't want to bore you with my stuff. I'm just making this video because I'm going to go back on it one day. And I'm going to go back to me saying this. And I'm going to say I did it. And the reason I do this business is because I love food delivery. And I love customers, and I love, driving. I love driving. I love investing into my business. I love having the freedom and the flexibility of running my own small catering business. And, but now I'm seeing that these companies like SkipTheDishes cannot be relied on. With this fast-tracked BS and this top-up promotion, by them now trying to really just pick and choose drivers based on acceptance rating, completely disrespecting our rights as independent contractors, our fundamental right to reject something because it simply does not meet our minimum amount that we want to earn for that order. It doesn't make us money. They choose to disrespect us. And I'm not going to be disrespected. Like I told Ryan in my comment, I'm grateful to Skip. I've done 3,918 deliveries to them. I hope to do a few more with their platform. But they are flawed. They are a very, very flawed system. And I know for a fact that there is an opportunity to exploit that flawed system and very flawed company. And I will. So guys, if it's anything you take from this video, forget about my rant. These companies don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. For the love of God, don't ever give up your right to cherry pick. Don't ever give up your right to set your own price. If you want to work for only orders that are $9 or higher, do it, because it's your choice as an independent contractor. For the love of God, do it. Don't ever fall for their schemes. Don't ever fall for their traps and their tricks and their psychological head games. Understand that it's you who you must stand up for yourself above all else. You have to be the one who stands up for yourself. The company will not. They will not. I'm getting so worked up on this, guys, because I'm so passionate. I'm so passionate. These companies, what Skip has shown me, is you cannot rely on them anymore. And I used to rely on Skip a lot, but you cannot rely on them. Don't ever give in. Don't ever give up. I quoted that from someone else. Don't fall for this fast track. My recommendation, don't fall for it. Don't try to meet an acceptance rating. If you can get up there because the offers you're receiving is making you money, then do it. But don't just purely do it because you're trying to get these promotions. Guys, don't ever give up your right to be an independent contractor. Don't give up your right to be an independent contractor. By virtue, it is our right to cherry pick. Don't give that up. Don't start accepting things, because when you start accepting based on acceptance rate, you become an employee. You relinquish your right to be a true and authentic independent contractor. When you start accepting things solely based on an acceptance rating, when you start accepting 80, 90%, 100% of the offers being offered to you, you have now just become an employee for these companies. Don't do it, guys. Please. Be smart. Work smart. Work hard, but work smart. Thank you guys for joining into my channel, joining into my rant. I hope you got something out of this content. I don't care if you didn't like some of it. I don't care if, my hair's a mess. It's not about me, man. At the end of the day, I just want drivers to understand that this business, it's all about the generosity to the customers. And that's really what it comes down to in food delivery. And catering, group orders, higher subtotals, that's where the money lies. If you want to beat the crap out of your car for $6 and you want to be doing 4 orders an hour, by all means, if you can do it in your market, not happening in Winnipeg, but if you can do it there, all the power to you. If you can do it in Winnipeg, all the power to you. But I'm not willing to do that. I think that there are much better ways to make money in this business, and I'm going to do it. Don't fall for fast track. Don't fall for the top-up promotion. Don't fall for their lies and their schemes. Be a true, authentic, independent contractor. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you subscribed, guys, thank you so much for staying with me on this. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. Pro Courier for Life. I have new content coming out soon. I have a video that I'm going to be doing, actually, of a review that a driver made in which he admitted to doing things to customers' food. I'm going to actually go over that comment. Then we're going to discuss it because frankly, these are the types of things that drivers need to stop doing. Have integrity, have professionalism, have good customer service, provide exceptional customer service, drive responsibly, drive safely, be your own boss, know your worth, take what's going to make you a profit, and refuse what doesn't. The power of rejection, the power of acceptance lies in our hands. Have a good day, and thank you so much for joining.